Good morning, it's Tuesday the 24th of March. This is the ETX Capital Daily Market Bite. Asian shares were unstable with disappointing Chinese PMI numbers and bad Chinese factory activity hitting the 11-month low. Chinese PMI dropped to 49.2%, below the important 50-point level. The Nikkei, as a result, dropped by 40 points, so that's 0.21% to 197.13.45. The Dow also dropped off by 0.06% to 181.16.04, and the S&P was also down by 0.17% to 2104.42. In the FX space, we had Tsipras and Angela Merkel meeting in Berlin to look out for which preventive measures are going to be used to stop Athens from running out of money. However, the question remains unanswered. Merkel's looking for the Greek economy to grow. Tsipras really placing some emphasis on it's important to talk about with each other as opposed to talking about each other. So let's see how that unfolds. Euro dollar was actually around 109.18, so 0.3% off from the previous session, however above a 12-year low of 104.57 from last week. So the dollar is still going through testing times. Draghi as well expects consumer prices to rise, so let's see how that impacts the euro currency. Cable analysts seeing a neutral trend at the moment, bearing in mind, of course, it jumped up yesterday from 148.75 to 149.45 in the current session. Dollar yen is shy by 0.1% on the day against its at 119.57, so the dollar dropping off slightly against the yen remaining below 120. Aussie dollar having a stronger session, so the Aussie clawing its way back up to a current level of 0.7872, lows yesterday of 0.7763 and highs of 0.7903, so just shy of that at the moment. Kiwi dollar at 0.7660 and lows yesterday of 0.7548 and highs of 0.7675. So let's see later on at 9:45 this evening how the Kiwi trade balance turns out. In the commodities space, US crude was down 1.4% to $46.80 a barrel. Actually was up by 1.9% in the previous session. The Brent crude was down 0.6% to $55.59 a barrel, and gold actually jumped up by 0.1% to 1187.8 an ounce, so a strong session for gold. In the equities space, Wosley expect underlying group trading profit for the financial year to be in line with expectations, so the US demand being the basis for this, so a 12% rise as well it's experienced in the first half. Tesco's have got another legal claim from shareholders in relation to the £263 million profit misstatement from last year. BG Group, there was a small fire on the production vessel to BG's Nar oil field in the Norwegian sector of the North Sea, impacting production in the recently opened facility. In the data, what we have for data today, we've just had French PMI, so that's worse than forecasted at 49.2 as opposed to 48.9 at 8:30. We've just had German PMI data forecasted at 51.5. It actually was 52.4, so higher than expected. 9 a.m. we've got the Euro flash PMI. 9:30 GBP CPI year on year, important indicator in light of inflation targets. 12:30 we've got the US CPI month on month and core CPI month on month. 1:45 we've got the US flash manufacturing PMI, and as already mentioned at 9:45 this evening we've got the Kiwi trade balance.